The Public Dinosaur. Media has portrayed dinosaurs for decades, which influenced the public's perception of dinosaurs, and as knowledge and art of dinosaurs evolved, also did our opinion of them. Dinosaur fossils have been proposed to inspire creatures like dragons and griffins, so it is not strange we almost see them as mythical creatures themselves. I mean, imagine finding such a colossal skeleton. It can be hard to imagine and believe they truly existed. Plus, it did not make sense for there to be remnants of animals that lived before us, because the Bible stated the humans and animals of today were created as they are, and not descendants of other life before it. So how can you learn about dinosaurs when evolution was an idea largely unheard of? In 1800, before the word paleontology was even invented, Professor Jean Herman sent this drawing to Georges Cuvier, a French scientist. It is the oldest known pterosaur restoration and one of the first attempts at imagining an extinct animal in its flesh. It depicts Herman's interpretation of the animal as a flying mammal with fur and large external ears. This is Henry de Labèche's Duria Antiquaire, the first fully realized palaeoart, more than a century before the word palaeoart was coined.
There's a mysticism and an occult about these drawings. They imply a knowledge that this is a primeval Earth, beyond human knowledge or understanding, leading to rough surroundings and the surreal environment of all the sketches. The rough seas and dull skies with no sun show a gravitas and a seriousness somewhat ended by the grins of the beasts. But they to us are real. Since it was not known how they were, they almost looked like old, mythological depictions.
This is a saber-toothed tiger, an extinct animal, but one closely related to currently living predators, and one we have seen depicted by previously alive humans. While what dinosaurs looked and lived like, we can only guess at. The Mesozoic time is a totally different world. Thus, we lack the same connection as we did with living animals. This connection also helps with bringing up sympathy for creatures, which dinosaurs didn't always get, as in history they've often been depicted as monsters.
Dragon-like dinosaurs with bulging eyes and contorted necks, doing perpetual battle with each other. They were also gnawing on each other, an ironic move for herbivores, but more entertaining than eating plants.
Fossils have been found and described for centuries long, but dinosaurs only recently, in 1842, got their name, Dinosauria. The word is rooted in Greek and frequently quoted as meaning terrible lizard, but paleontologist Richard Owen, who came up with the name, refers to them instead as fearfully great lizards, acknowledging their large size, significantly surpassing that of any living reptile. He portrayed his visions in life-sized statues. These dinosaurs were constructed more like pachydermic mammals, such as elephants and rhinos. His crocodilian dinosaurs would be the norm for years to come. Knowing these big lizards would come to an end, they faded from being awe-inspiring to an evolutionary failure. They would often be shown as slow and stupid lumbering beasts that were inferior to mammals. Charles R. Knight took the rough sketches of the past and gave them style, grace, and color. His primordial beings and landscapes are beautiful, and though all posture and proportions are way off, the art itself is brilliant. He was responsible for impassioning a generation of scientists to explore the ancient world. Less surreal and mythological than the drawings of before, his art evokes animals and beasts truly alive. They are depicted in the middle of actions, an attack, eating, or swimming. These poses were an artistic choice without scientific backup of these highly active dinosaurs, until the next century. In the 19th century, geological and paleontological fields became much more researched, and this rapid increase and improvement of knowledge of the history of Earth and life on it contributed to the obvious fact there had been some kind of successive order to the development of life, which encouraged new theories, one of the most well-known being The Origin of Species, published by Charles Darwin, which shifted much of the focus of paleontology to understanding evolutionary paths, phylogenies. It also began what we call today the Bone Wars, a rush of explorers searching for fossils. As motion pictures became a respected art medium, it ushered in a new era for the depiction of dinosaurs. But there's one big noticeable change, and it's all in the background, the paleo environment. Night's gentle watercolor scenery turned to deadly, surreal, and post-apocalyptic. This depiction came due to increasing evidence of the collapse that would drive these animals extinct. The meteor theory was not as conclusive as it is today. Many claimed it was due to the climate, thus the surroundings are gassy and barren, showing a primeval Earth no longer able to sustain life. In 1964, John Ostrom discovered additional Deinonychus fossils that are considered one of the most important fossil finds in history, also credited with triggering the dinosaur renaissance. His discovery showed Deinonychus as an active predator, killing its prey by leaping and slashing or stabbing with its terrible claw. Evidence of a truly active lifestyle included muscles made for jumping and running. His student Robert T. Bucker concluded that at least some dinosaurs had a high metabolism and were thus in some cases warm-blooded. This helped to change the impression of dinosaurs as the sluggish, slow, cold-blooded lizards which had prevailed since the turn of the century. They were bird progenitors. In fact, birds are dinosaurs, and these dinosaurs were found to be more diverse with every newly discovered bone. The dinosaur influence in pop culture grew, and culminating scientific discoveries affected the media, and we were shown dinosaurs like never before. Dinosaur popularity grew highest in the 1990s with the release of Jurassic Park and the BBC documentary Walking with Dinosaurs. The modern day is an era of unparalleled dinosaur creativity and potential.